Hello and welcome to what may or may not be the first video in a series of reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the game Starbound. A few notes before I start. This is my first non-written review of anything. I'll probably sound like a complete idiot half the time. I'll probably mumble and stumble a bit because I'm not good at editing stuff out. And so I won't be offended if you think this video is complete crap, as it probably will be. So Starbound, if you don't know, is what many people have been calling Space Terraria, but it is much more than Space Terraria. Core gameplay mechanics are of course similar to Terraria, such as mining for minerals and using them to make better and better gear, but it is much more than that. Before I start, I should mention the game is currently in early beta, much is subject to change. The biggest thing the game does right is space travel. For varying costs of fuel, depending on how far you're traveling, you can travel to a near infinite galaxy. Starbound currently has 10 sectors, each harder and harder compared to the last one, and these sectors are near infinite. There are thousands upon thousands of solar systems in each of these fully explorable with unique planets and moons. It also gets combat very right, with dozens of weapon types to choose from, including guns, bows, spears, hammers, swords, shields, daggers, and more. Too many to count. Even though it is only a 2D pixelated game, the weapons still feel like they have weight. Unlike Terraria, where you might knock the enemy back and see a damage number, you actually feel like you hit the enemy in Starbound. You don't actually get any gore or anything. It's a not crappy 2D game, but it's a 2D game. It also gets character creation very right. Now, I'm not saying the appearance of how you create it, but there are currently 6 species. Unlike, say, an MMO, where the species will define everything you can do, or some MMOs, at least. This one just barely tweaks some things, such as the starting weapons you can craft, the banana pies for the Apex people, and the automatoes for the normal people. And it also changes how NPCs interact with you. Say, if you're a glitch and you go to a glitch village, you'll be treated differently than an Apex who goes to a glitch village. And it for sure gets the unique planets thing right. Each planet has completely randomized and different monsters, each with their own skills and abilities. So no two planets have the same monsters. On one planet I found big, tough blue Yeti men, and on the next I found small two-legged creatures who can teleport. You can also choose your own playstyle. Rather than Terraria, where you dig down, make some gear, fight a boss, dig down, get some better gear, fight another boss without much variation in your playstyle, in Starbound, you can advance in several ways. You can settle down on a planet, make a home, and dig deep like in Terraria, or you can put all your necessities on your ship and fly to planet to planet, stripping the surfaces for resources before moving on to the next. And that's not the only way you can play. There's not hundreds, but it also does health, hunger, and heat very well. When you're injured, rather than go cry in a corner like in an FPS until your wounds are healed, you only have 2 ways to heal: sleeping or using bandages and stim packs. This isn't all that innovative, other games have done it before, but it keeps you from being an invincible god who can just sit in a box and heal up. If you're in the middle of a boss fight and you run out of bandages, oh well, nothing you can do. And this also gives you a reason to use beds, unlike in Minecraft or Terraria, where they're only decorative and can set a spawn point. In this, they can actually heal you. The game also contains a heat and hunger system. If you're in a cold area, you either need to use some form of heat or fire, or to wear warm armor, or else you will freeze to death. You will of course also slowly starve to death, requiring you to eat food, which can be made by hunting or farming. Not very innovative, but it's still, just makes the game better. And finally, progression is very good in this game. You start with only the alpha sector unlocked, and must defeat a boss to unlock parts for a new crafting station. This crafting station not only unlocks new materials such as steel out of iron and coal, and it also allows you to make a star map upgrade to go to the next sector, whereupon you can craft the boss parts for a new boss. Then he gets you the ability to make a new crafting station, which allows you to craft the parts to make another boss in order to get the... I think you see where I'm going with this. For a beta, Starbound seems like a near-finished game. It's still lacking in a lot of features, such as ship customization, but there aren't very many big problems. There are of course bugs, as would be expected. Character wipes have happened before, making people lose all their progress, and crashes are of course common. Many bosses are also easily exploitable, and the AI isn't all that smart. But if you don't look up these exploits and use them, you shouldn't have much trouble with the bosses being too easy. Aside from that, I really can't say the game has very many huge problems. In conclusion, Starbound is an amazing game. It's definitely not perfect, and it has a lot of... I'm not very good at conclusions, am I? 8 out of 10, super good. Go get it. I don't know. Bye. Why aren't you gone yet? Go away.